Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan. You know, Dan, remember maybe it was like 2 months ago, I talked to you about I was getting the shingles vaccine. So
I do, yeah.
So it was a two-part thing. I got the other shot last week. Hurt like heck for a few days, and now I'm done. So, You know, again, public service announcement, you get it one time, and then you're like good to go, I think, you know, forever.
Yep.
So,
and what I have heard about it, and I have also gone through my dosage. This is again the old folks,
old folks hour.
Old folks hour. Everything I've heard from people who have had the actual shingles, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
So go out, if you're above that certain age, go out and get your shots. You will be much happier, even if you feel bad for a couple of days.
Yeah.
By the way, I should point out, you might have noticed Norm is not available with us today, so Dave and I are going to fly solo and see what happens.
Well, I'll see if we can pull this through without Norm. We look forward to him returning next week. So, you know, again, car accidents, car into people, cars into buildings. It just never ends in this area. We're in this state of being out of control.
By the way, we're not. If it bleeds, it leads. Like, I know a lot of the newspaper works that way, but it's ridiculous. Dave's going to go through this list. I'm shocked by how many of them there are.
Yeah,
but people are just not careful when they're out there.
I'll just talk about the top two, and then we'll leave it
because
go from there, it's just depressing. It really is. There was a fatal hit and run in Uniondale on Saturday by Maple Avenue and Hempstead Boulevard, and the victim, Kim Young, was hit by a driver, allegedly, Cesar Manzo. Mr. Manzo fled the scene. He was later arrested, and he pleaded not guilty. Whatever. And so there was a pedestrian who was struck in Malvern, you know, right down the road. She's in critical condition. This was on Sunday, 80-year-old female pedestrian. She was struck at Franklin Avenue and Cornwell. And guess what? The driver also fled. And he was identified allegedly as Matthew Calabrese, 19 of Malvern, and he's in a whole bunch of trouble.
Yep, these are the two things I noticed when I looked at our rundown sheet here. Both drivers fled the scene, and God forbid anybody should be in one of these circumstances. Like, I get it. You're freaked out. You're concerned. You're worried. Why would you leave?
Yeah.
If you don't leave the scene, right, then there's a possibility they're going to take a look and say, look, you know, the pedestrian was at fault, whatever. Yeah. If you leave the scene, that's when you end up arraigned. Yeah. And it's just whatever.
Yeah, it's just never good. You know, you have to stay there, and if not, you're going to be considered a fugitive. And
right.
You know,
the problem, I think, remains here, especially these days, is I think so many drivers are distracted.
Yeah.
Every car, look, I've got a quite old car. It's over 20 years old. I don't have any screens in that car. I have my phone, and I do my hardest not to look at it. People have phones, these giant TV screens where I'm sure people have like movies playing. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be driving and pay attention to the road. We hope the woman who was hit is you know, we hope she recovers, but you got to pay attention when you're in the car.
You know, the other thing is also, which we don't, again, this is not, you know, driver podcast echo.
Well, it kind of is.
Well, yeah, and I don't understand this because, again, I'm old and this is not what I do, and I just don't get it. People are driving with their ear pods or headphones and other things, and you just become so extra.
I have wondered about that because I always thought that was illegal. You were not allowed to have anything over your ears.
That's what I thought. And how do you hear emergency vehicles? And the list goes on, and then you get, the drunk drivers and the impaired drivers.
And the lunatics on the Southern State.
Oh, my God, Southern State. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not even going to go through the list of cars flying, single cars flying off. Why are they flying?
Because people aren't paying attention.
Let's get back to normal West Hempstead stuff.
Please.
And you know what? And it's a shame that Norm's not here, because he was actually very involved in the naming of the West Hempstead Community Support Association, their original naming, which was the West Hempstead Civic Association. Well, guess what? They went back to the West Hempstead Civic Association. That's what we called them all along. The other name was just a mouthful.
What's old is new again.
Yeah, so that's great for them. Again, they do just, incredible work. And also, they've been recognized, the President, Maureen Mahoney, and also the newly appointed Executive Vice President, Neal Rosenblatt, were both named West Hempstead Persons of the Year by the Herald. And, great recognition, for all the amazing work that they do.
And I'll point out again, and this is an ongoing thing, but they really encourage people to join up for membership. I think it's still only like $25 for the year. Renewals begin this month. And by all means, listen, if you don't have the time to volunteer, send them the $25 and become a member.
Yeah, they do just, a lot of incredible work in the community. So, great for them. And, it's just a shame that not that many people, get or read the Herald, but
right. Separate question.
But that's a whole separate subject. You know what, Dan? I think now's probably a good time for us to take a quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wenger, owner and operator of Tiffany Dry Cleaners. We've made things even easier. Schedule a cleaning pickup just with one click on our new app or website. And don't forget, we offer free pickup, delivery right to your door. Tiffany Dry Cleaners gets it just right.
So, Dan, West Hempstead Jewish Community Facebook group, we both belong to it.
We do.
It's a really good site. It's well run. It's well informed. It's well maintained. But they stepped on a little local landmine this week.
They did, and it has its moments, as all social media groups. But the rundown of this basically is that they actually did a little contest. They said, what should be our new banner photo? Banner photos you wouldn't think would be such a huge deal, but here we are anyway. And the winning entry was a kind of hand-drawn map listing a bunch of the Jewish organizations in town. Well, apparently a couple of them got left off. I'm sure it was inadvertent. I'm quite sure it wasn't intended.
Of course.
But, oh boy, did this set things off.
Yeah, it blew up. So, of course, those businesses and organizations who didn't make the cut or didn't make the list were like, hey, what's going on? One in particular, Long Island Judaica, they've, been in West Hempstead probably longer than anyone else. They weren't on the list. So, what do you do? Now, it ends up that the artist probably didn't anticipate having such a blowback, asked that the photo be taken down. I'm sure, Benjamin Rosenstock was all too happy, to take it down, which he did, put up the old one again, and whatever. So
it's one of those things. First of all, I tend to think of stuff that happens in these groups as tempest in a teapot. Right, this is not something perhaps we all need to lose our minds about. But again, it's one of those things where what's the first thing you choose to do? Do you choose to reach out and say, listen, I'm disappointed, can we make a change? Or do you lose your mind? And I think this started with lose your mind.
Listen, it all gets played out on social media. So yes, losing mind is a prerequisite.
And it gives us something to talk about on the show.
Exactly. Burger King. Burger King is located or was located on Hempstead Turnpike. Was also here forever. Definitely didn't make the Jewish community group list.
Hopefully not.
No, and from what I understand, they're either closed or in the process of closing. So,
I think, and we've talked a million times about the foot traffic in town. And I think, unfortunately, there just aren't a ton of people. And for good or ill, it is a heavily Orthodox community, and I don't know if that affected their sales or whatever. And, goodbye Burger King.
Yeah, I think it could just be that Burger King sucks. I mean, I don't know.
We have no idea.
From what I understand, they're not in the top, whatever.
Hey, maybe they can open a Popeyes there.
Oh, Popeyes is still open, everyone. Popeyes is still open.
There you go.
So Hank on February 2nd, along with the West Hempstead School District, is having a special program called The Empowered Child. And it's about nurturing self-esteem, self-efficacy, and positive discipline. And it's going to be February 2nd at the Hank Reinstein Family Campus. Should be an important event.
I would think, although I admit parenting has changed since I was a small child. That's all I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. You got to compete with the phone. We mentioned this on the last program, but just wanted to mention again that the West Hempstead Community Scholarship Fund, the deadline to submit is February 6th. And also there's a fundraiser for the scholarship fund at Gino's Pizzeria. So on the first Wednesday of each month, between January 7th and May 6th, 10% of the proceeds will go to the scholarship. Gino's is located at 619 Woodfield Road. I believe that's in the
I think it's in the Western Beef.
Western Beef, right.
Parking lot, strip mall there. Yeah. Please note, by the way, that the scholarship is open to any graduating senior who resides in the district. And you can get applications in the high school, secondary school, guidance offices, the public library, and it's also available online. Again, that deadline, 6th of February, 2026. That is, believe it or not, less than a month away.
Yeah. And wrapping things up, Reesterers. So, you indulge yourself for the holidays, and then you get on the scale and you go, holy crap, what the hell is going on here? So, Reester's got you covered both ways. They load you up with Stolen and all the goodies for the holidays, and they have sugar-free and gluten-free options for post-New Year. So got you both ways.
I can tell you that Mardi Gras cakes are on the way.
Oh, that's right. There. Those colorful, beautiful.
We might have taken some pictures of them a couple of days ago. They are actually not only available in store where you have a couple different sizes, but you can buy them online. The round ring cakes that serve 8 people available online are bakery.com. And, of course, all these gluten-free and sugar-free options, many of which are also available online. So head over to the website or go into the store.
Yeah, and you know what? The cake does include the baby in there, but it's not baked in. It's on the side, right?
Correct. Apparently, I'm told that it's a choking hazard, and I guess you can no longer put the baby inside the cake.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know.
So, listen, we miss Norm. We look forward to him returning next week. And Dan, I hope Norm, when he watches this, says, "Oh, okay, they did the best that they could."
Well, we'll see. We'll see what he gives us.
Listen, everyone, have a great week and enjoy the warm up, and go out and take a nice walk.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reester's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.